Welcome, everybody, to another great episode of Wealth for Generations. Welcome. We're on episode number 59. Woo, we get up
60.
there.
We get up there.
60. We grandparents around here. Woo, about to be 60. But, we got to try to start planning now and make sure you don't go out of town this time, because before we know it, we're going to hit that 100. And we got to celebrate again.
When we hit, what was it, 50? Yeah,
50,
when we hit the
and
50th,
you decided to leave.
I left
go
for
out
like
of
3
town
weeks.
and stuff.
I left for like 3 weeks.
I got some sparkling juice for you so we could toast, and you was gone.
So I am a upcoming alcoholic. I was fine.
Upcoming alcoholic. That is not something to brag about there.
I'm on the rise. No, I'm just kidding.
But how are we all doing today? Fantastic. On this fine Saturday afternoon? We're at afternoon. So let's get into these introductions real quick before we go further into the show. First and foremost, I want to give a round of applause for my engineer of all engineers, the 7'10", 275 pound of 55%, 55, right? 55, you said? We agreed on? 55% muscle, Mr. Jimmy, the Brown Giant. How you doing today, Jimmy? That's how you doing today?
That's how I'm doing it today. For me, though.
Well, there we go. There. It doesn't really truly fit.
I can't really hear it, but it's cool. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I forgot you can't hear the stuff. I got you a cha-ching because you was feeling good.
I can't hear it.
Cha-ching. And then we got my Mr. co-host. We have the man who cannot be stopped by a car. He cannot be stopped by the road.
I ain't gonna call him Frank.
He stops the road because he is Frank the Tank.
Yes.
I have my own little nickname for you.
What is it? Brotherman?
Juggernaut.
Oh, Juggernaut. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. We're gonna have to get you the helmet. Have to rock the helmet. Yes. So how we doing today, Mr. Frank?
I'm fantastic. Blessed as always.
Awesome. And then last but not least, we have my beautiful special guest to the left here. We have Miss Antonice.
Yes.
Antonice Crane, right?
Yep.
All right. I just want to make sure I got that right. And she is owner of Annie Cherie Collections.
Annie Cherie Creations.
Sorry.
No problem.
My thing's still redoing, so I'm like kind of. But yeah, so round of applause for my special guest for today. How are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be a
Awesome.
part of this show on your 59th episode.
Yes.
Yay.
59th. Awesome.
It is.
Yes. It's always a great feeling being in here because, like I say, I feel like we're always doing something once we're in here. The premise of the show is to bring in entrepreneurs, business owners, and just drop key gems and talk about your journey and things like that. And I feel like going through with this podcast and having it up and providing this for the future generations like yourself and the ones younger than you, it'll be a good platform for people who are trying to get into that self-employed, self-income, self-made income. It'll give them the right kind of tools to get started with that. But before we go any further into the show, well, actually, I'm sorry, we are going to go into the show, not before we go into the show. We're going to get into the first segment of the show, which is one of my favorites.
Oh, wait, wrong one.
No, you way too early.
Wait, I got it.
But I'm glad you ready for that, though.
Health is wealth.
Yeah, but we don't really say it like that,
How are you saying it today?
Yes, we are going into one of my favorites. That is the hell. Yes. Sorry, my laptop's done updating.
He got super excited.
I do not. I'm sorry. I do not want.
His voice got all shaky and everything. Yes. Oh my God.
No, man, because I don't know if y'all understand, man. I was about to really try to do this off my phone right now, and I was hoping for the best. I would just say that I was hoping for the best. But yeah, so we're gonna get into the first segment of the show, which is one of my favorites because I'm a strong believer in health is wealth, because you don't want to be 60, 59 years old, and finally getting into your riches and you got to walk around with a walker or a respirator, or you can't go on the airplane because you got the pacemaker or something like that, So we got to make sure we keep ourselves nice and healthy. So let's see what we got today for Health is Wealth. Just today, or actually, hold on just a second. Sorry. I got a little too excited. My computer's not done. It's almost there.
Gotcha.
It'll be done by the time.
What Dave Chappelle say? You know what? Never mind.
What did Dave Chappelle say? Go ahead, fill a little dry air real quick.
Cover your ears, big dog.
Oh, never mind then.
All right, then. That's why I said never mind.
I forgot he can't. I forgot he snuck back in here.
Never mind.
So the Health is Wealth segment is brought to you by. Dang, I should have this memorized already. The Health is Wealth segment is brought to you by Elevated Souls, where they say we're here to elevate your soul. That is with Jessica Marrero and Christina Rose. They you can reach them at elevatedsouls@gmail.com. Let me go ahead and do the spelling for you because we got to have our cool spellings and stuff like that for just.
Let me spell it. Let me see if I got it. Let me see.
You got it memorized? Let's see.
I think so.
You got to speak into the mic though.
Can you not hear me?
I didn't at first, but I can hear you perfectly fine now.
Is it ELIV 8?
No,
There's no 8.
there is 8.
Is this
early?
early? Oh, okay. That's okay. Go ahead.
So elevatedsouls@gmail.com. The spelling is ELIVE, ELIVE, the number 8, D, and then soul, SOUL. And you can also reach them by the phone number, if I zoom in real quick, 480-269-2649. And that is how you can reach Elevated Souls. I don't need that notification. That's how you can reach that's how you can reach Elevated Souls. And today she has for me, we got Beats. Who in here, by show of hands, is familiar with Beats? Not the ones by Dre. Stop.
Oh yeah. That's why we're friends.
So beets, I'm talking about the vegetable beets. So ever wonder if beet juice is good for you? Have you? Anybody?
It's excellent for you.
It actually is very excellent for you. Beets are known to have a high nutritional value. They offer liver support and they're good for weight loss. Research shows drinking beet juice, also known as beetroot juice, may benefit your health. Here's a few ways in which beets are good for your health. Beet juice may help you lower your blood pressure. Drinking beet juice increases plasma nitrate levels and boosts physical performance. A study showed that people with heart failure experience a 13% increase in muscle power 2 hours after drinking beet juice. That's pretty cool. A study showed that people with heart failure experienced a 13% increase in muscle power 2 hours after drinking beet juice. If that ain't a miracle juice, I don't know what is. Like, that sounds amazing. Nitrates may help increase blood flow to the brain in older people and help slow cognitive decline. You can mix beet juice with sweeter fruits to make it more palatable. Oranges, lemon, watermelon, and apples work well. We highly suggest getting beets in your diet. And just a little side note, I'm not sure how long they're going to be doing this for you guys, but if you do happen to catch Elevated Souls out, out and about at one of their pop-ups, they're doing wellness shot samples as well as their regular CMOS gel samples. So that's their two main
which I highly recommend.
Highly. How's yours going? Are you all done?
I am all done.
Noise. You need another one? You need another one, right? You gonna pay for this one?
Hey, it tastes great because it was free.
Did you notice any differences?
Mm-hmm.
Care to share anything? Or you don't have to. I know sometimes you don't like being put on the spot. So
no,
cool,
you
cool.
good. You good. My skin was clearing up a little bit.
Oh, the acne.
I didn't have like a lot of acne.
A lot, but just like a couple.
Yeah, it was like a couple here and there, and it went away.
Nice.
Like some like little annoying ones. I still have a little pimple on my chin, but
what about energy? Did you feel that change at all? I know I just say that because
it was really hit or miss with me.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I did have energy. I just wasn't sleeping that night. That's how much energy I had. Then I'll be tired during the day. Then
So you was
know what
getting
I
too
mean?
much energy from it.
Yeah. So like I'll be like last night was the most sleep I've gotten in like a while, and I went to sleep like 1.
Oh,
Yeah,
you need to sleep better, bro.
I do. I need a better sleep.
But do either of you guys, Antonise or Frank, do either of you guys incorporate any beets or beet juice into your diet at the moment?
I have not.
No.
Beets did not sound appetizing to me as a
To
child
be
or now.
honest,
So
they are not on the top of my list either.
Yep. So I have not done that yet, but
Uh-huh.
maybe I'll change it. Just not there yet.
No problem.
What about you,
problem.
Frank?
What about you, Frank?
I have.
You have?
Yes.
Now, why you dressed
You're
like one today?
incorporating it now, or you just tried it?
No, I have in the past.
Have in the past.
Right.
So now for me personally, I don't really eat beets, but occasionally, since Jessica is my fiance and she is the owner of Elevated Souls, I get to get some free juice sometimes. Hey, that is not a womp.
Yes,
That's
it
a
is.
womp for you
That's
because
a
you're
womp
missing
for
out
her.
on having Jessica Marrero as yours, even though you're way too young for her. But yeah. Anyways,
first of all, let me get this on my chest, okay? I'm so sorry, Jessica. You have to go through this every day. You too, little boy.
she enjoys it. But anyways, so being in the home of one of the Elevated Soul owners, I get to try some of the juices sometimes, and that's actually where I was kind of going at too. Right now they're doing the samples, and they're doing like a fruit punch sample though. It's not just a straight beet juice or beet root, however you want to say it. So it's a mixture, like she was saying. I think it's like lemon and apple plus the beets and something else. I don't quote me on all those ingredients, but all I know is I had some yesterday and it was delicious. And the only reason I did it was because she had it in, little fancy bathrooms. You got the little mouthwash cups. So it was just a little shot of it. So I was like, you know what, I'll try it out. But I was like, you know what? Since I am who I am, can you go ahead and refill that up real quick? Like that was pretty good. So I've tasted a blend of beet juice, and I wouldn't mind having it in my diet because it wasn't too bad having that little fruit punch. But yeah, it's highly recommended if you guys are having any kind of what was it again? Heart failure. If you're having any kind of respiratory or not respiratory, cardiac problems or anything like that, high blood pressure, things of that nature, you want to definitely look into some beet juice, or just beets in general. I would imagine too, if you are brave enough, even though we're not all quite well, me and Antonise aren't quite there yet. Frank said he's tried it. I'm not.
Pickled beets.
Pickled beets?
Yeah.
Man, that's nope.
You losing me.
I'd rather just you try me with a steamed one first, and then we can go to pickled ones.
Yeah, that's advanced.
Yeah, that's a little advanced for me as well. Like, can we go step one by one? You got step 5 already. But yes, son. What? You need the hotspot? Yeah. It's on. Yes, it is. It's on. Personal hotspot. Allow others to join. On. Boom. Bam. Bing. Boom. Bop. Peace out. You to just promote whatever you got going on, website, contact information, all that stuff. Welcome back, everybody, to Wealth for Generations. Oh, sorry. So yes, let me I'm late over here with this because my thing was not doing what I wanted it to do. Let me get my live going on Instagram real quick. There we go. Sorry, peoples. Boom, we on there. So you too, we here. All right, let's go. So next segment, we're all done with the health is wealth. Beats, get it in your life. Michael Jackson, beat it. Sorry, I'm random. Sorry, but not sorry. That is for his big Titanic finger that came into the shot. If you saw that, we'd like to womp womp those fingers there. Oh, there's another giant Tootsie Roll coming into the shot.
He got jokes today, huh?
The next segment we're going into today is Asking the Masses. So on Asking the Masses, I usually go to the social of media, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and I just kind of ask the masses a general question related to the topic of the day. And the topic of the day, by the way, is examining e-commerce. So that's the topic of the day, examining e-commerce. Asking the masses, we got one question today. The question was, if you had the opportunity to have any e-commerce store built for you, what type of store would you choose? And by mean, when I say built for you, like you don't gotta do nothing. You ain't gotta put no money up. You ain't gotta lift no finger. You just gotta be like, this is my idea. Do it for me. And they're like, cool. So this is total hypothetical world. If you want to do something like, I will sell spaceships, whatever you want to do. Is there anything outside of what you got going on now that you might have thought about, but you're like, I don't know, that might be a little too much, or that might be too much of a investment to start doing it that way? Or
Look at him. He's raising his hand first.
Jimmy?
He's all kind.
Okay, this is. I wish I could call.
What you gonna do? Basketball cards?
No, my brother-in-law, kind of. Well, they broke
would-
up. Anyway, that was the point.
you would
I
sell
call him my
your-
brother still.
You would sell your brother-in-law?
No, he told me.
That's against the law.
He was like, Jimmy,
Yes, sir.
and I hate to say it. Okay, he was like, if all goes wrong, sell crack. I was like, what? He was like, sell crack.
I already knew.
And
that
he
was
said
gonna
it so,
be
and he
bad.
said it so normally.
Any sentence
And
that-
the way he pitched it, I thought about it. But the way he pitched it to me, he was like, let's be honest. He was like, crackheads do anything to get it. First off. And he was like, second of all, he was like, it pretty much sells itself. And he was like, to be honest with you, we don't see commercials about crack. Because why? Because it sells itself.
Your boy actually thought about
He
this.
And I was like, you're
And
not
out.
wrong.
He's
Like he almost
actually
wrote a
said-
business plan
Like, you gotta, like,
on
I
how
see
to
that,
let it
like,
sell
pros and
itself.
cons and shit.
Like,
Like, let's see, we got pros and cons. Could be arrested. That's just one though. That's just one thing. There, we got
so
lots of money,
He stepped that.
endless supply of customers. Man, these pros.
He stepped back at the planning board. He was like, you know what? This one gonna kill it right here. This one gonna get me there. This one gonna get us out the hood.
I already knew that was going to take a weird turn, just with the
should've
way
known.
that sentence started.
I just had to like, let me just
If
make sure he's
all
not
goes wrong, you don't plan for if all goes wrong normally.
there. He said if
You're
all
like,
goes,
if all goes
he
wrong,
said if
no,
all,
I don't-
he
I
said
don't
if
wanna
all
hear
else
that.
fails.
I don't want to hear that.
I hear somebody goes, that's a terrible idea.
So Jimmy, if he could have any e-commerce built for him, he would have a crack store. Frank, how about you?
I'm a crack dispensary.
Pretty sure that's illegal, but I said it was a hypothetical world. If you want to sell spaceships, you can sell spaceships.
I mean,
Come on, brother, don't do me like that.
I know
when it
Tyrone
comes to
Biggums would love you.
The e-commerce side, like I always look at like what's the number one thing looked at on the internet. So
Mm-hmm.
a wine or a fitness store.
So like
So-
fitness equipment or like a gym?
fitness in general. So like
Mm.
it has equipment, health, multiple things to shape your life.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. They'd say in business, you want to try to find the things that are like infinite.
Yeah.
So like health, being curious and being in tune with your health and trying to work on your health it's an infinite goal of human beings. So
Yes.
you know what I mean? So that's a real good one. So before Jimmy cut you off with his
Yeah.
randoms,
His crack dispensaries.
right? I mean,
Hey,
if
I'll
you-
be making profit. Y'all
You
just
really
be
will.
Hey,
hating.
I'm just saying, man. There's
See, look,
Amsterdam,
you'll make some profit.
you would. There
After
is
Jimmy
Amsterdam,
sells his
dude.
crack, they'll have to come get their
Yeah.
fitness equipment to run it out. so.
Right? There you go. There you go. Y'all
I'm
can work
still
off
in
each other.
business off of him.
Y'all can work off each other.
Let's
Oh,
talk after the
snap.
show. Let's talk after the show.
It's all about who you
Shoot.
know.
Antoinese, man, maybe you can get some. I don't know
Some
what else they
crack.
would need.
What?
You can
What
get the
is it?
paraphernalia. You can sell the paraphernalia, the pipes and stuff.
Yeah, you can do a shoe store with some Skechers,
shoe
some running
store.
shoes.
Skechers.
Oh, you can sell used car stereos.
You know, this is all getting a little sketch. I don't know.
How we all know about this a little too well.
Yeah, everyone knows the next
Hey
step.
man,
Get the
I mean,
hubcaps.
We all got a little past here and there. You know what I mean? We don't got to bring up the past, but
What Smokey do?
But on a more serious subject, I'm sorry we keep interrupting you with
It's
these
okay. They're
Crack.
hypotheticals.
with all this crack and everything like that. I'm sure someone else would probably
Disclaimer:
like
we
us
don't
to,
sell crack.
leave that conversation as well. Yes, disclaimer: we are against it all. This hypothetical world, we are
Crack
joking.
is whack.
Don't do it. So, on a lighter note, what would you like? Maybe ponies?
I mean, I think when you asked me the question, my first thought was like anything that has to do with weddings or like getting married or like brides and bridesmaids, because that's a very like
That's another
populous
infinite
industry.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like people are always gonna get married. The girls are always gonna want to get like bridesmaid boxes for their friends, and just I think that's a pretty profitable e-commerce store. If you can have it
definitely,
built.
definitely. That's a good one too. Ooh, you got a
Yeah.
thinker over here.
Yeah.
Thinker. So me, I don't know. I think I would I'd probably go with Frank, honestly. I don't know if I'd do the same as far as like actual fitness, but like the health and wellness realm.
Mhm.
I'm just I thought I saw that Titanic creeping over again for a second. I'm already kind of in that world, and I would like to get deeper into it personally. So I feel like that would be a good way for me to get deeper into it, learn more about it, and I'm already kind of in it. So that would be me. Let's see real quick if we can get. I know one of my friends, K14, Christina Gonzalez. She chimed in, and she actually has an e-commerce store going. She has K14 Pops. So if y'all are into the little pops, I know we got some. Oh, right here. I know we had some somewhere. These guys. She has an e-commerce store for these guys. K14 Pops. So you're welcome, Katrina. A little free plug for you. If you guys are looking for some pops, she actually has hers up and running. And then I know my lady spoke into. She said the same thing, health and wellness, because we're just in that world. She's already doing Elevated Souls, so she's in that world. I want to say somebody else said something too. Oh, I had a buddy, my buddy Daniel. He said he would get into cannabis sales, which is another one. I wouldn't say it's infinite, but it's definitely going to have a long lasting life now. Now that we've kind of all shifted on the view of it, it's going to have a nice long lasting life for sure, especially as they incorporate more to the medical use and everything as they go that route more and more. But that is probably going to wrap it up for Asking the Masses today. And we are going to jump into the next segment of the day. You with me, Jimmy? No, we don't usually do that. The Wealthy Wisdom. Yeah. Oh, not that one. That one.
Rest
Something
in
like
peace,
that.
Bob.
I don't know. I don't even like all them buttons anyways. So Wealthy Wisdom. Today we have Miss Antoinese Crane with us as of Annie Cherie.
Annie Cherie.
Cherie.
Yeah.
I know. I keep looking at it. For some reason, my brain just wants to switch those last two letters. Cherie Creations.
Yes.
So, what was it that made you decide to get into this line of business of doing the creations and having the e-commerce store?
Yeah, so at the beginning of this year, I worked I was like an academic mentor for students who had dropped out of high school and wanted to go back. Loved the job. About 55 days in, I got laid off because there was just like, it was just like different policies and just connected to the governor's office. So it was just like, different politics. Very sad about it because I had no idea like why that would happen. I really felt that was a job that was like aligned with what I wanted to do.
Just kind of hit you like out of left field.
Yeah, like definitely did. And so I was like working out one day in the gym and I was listening to music and I just like thought of my name. The name Annie Cherie comes from my name. My name is Antony Sheree Crane.
Mhm.
Like, it's my full name, but Antony Sheree is a mouthful. Like, you know,
Mhm,
I could buy
mhm.
something too long. So the name, like, Annie is like kind of like an alias. Like, every time I order food, I tell people my name is Annie
Mhm.
because I don't want to stress them out.
At like at the Starbucks and stuff like
Yeah.
that. They're like,
They're always like hesitant. They're like, Aunt. I'm like, it's cool. Just call me Annie. But no one in my actual life calls me Annie, so that's pretty
Mhm.
funny. And I just like Annie Sheree. Annie Sheree Creations sounds like a brand you'd find at Target. You
No, it
know,
does.
Like,
like in the
that's-
home, like in the
mhm.
home
catchy.
decor, in the like stationery section, things like that. Prior to that, I was already making like custom album cover posters for my own wall, and then people would come to my house and they'd like, "These are so cool. Where did you get them?" And I'd say, "Oh, I made them." And they'd be like,
Mm.
"What do you mean?" I was like, "Yeah, I just made them. You know, nothing crazy. They're pretty minimalistic." And then a lot of my friends and my mother were just like, "You know, you should start selling them." So like
Mhm.
being laid off, having a creative gene in myself is like,
Mhm.
you know, maybe I can start selling this.
Awesome.
But then that was just such a very particular niche. Like if you don't decorate your house right, you're like, this kind of looks a little not right to have like an album cover poster. So I also just kind of looked into like, what else do people like, or what do people need?
Mhm.
People always need notebooks. They always need journals, right? Like everyone's kind of on their like wellness, like mental health and all of that. So it's like, you're always going to want a journal. I
Mhm.
make a creative one. I make custom ones. Like send me over the logo, send me over what you want. I can do that. And then the other part of that is like stickers. Stickers
Mhm.
are lots of fun.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
Yes,
Stickers.
exactly.
I need to get a new bottle because these are all old and faded. But yep, my son's laptop he has out there, it's all stickered up as well.
Mhm.
Yep.
So I was like, those are two products, two directions I think that can like kind of withstand if people aren't buying posters, or if I'm not like marketing the posters as much. Like you're gonna find a notebook that you like, you're gonna find a sticker. They're all created from just things I think that are funny, or just from the masses of like asking people like, what do you think is funny? Or just hearing
Mhm.
things from just like pop culture and the media in general. And that's kind of where this all came from. It's just like being laid off and
Mhm.
then just tapping into like my creative side.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that story. When
Thank
it's
you.
almost like it's almost like this big brick and you're just like, oh my God, what am I gonna
Yeah.
do? And then it's like, I figured it out. Screw you. You thought you screwed me. Now I got this over here and I'm doing better than I was. So actually, thank you. Even though I walked out crying, but thank you now.
Yeah. Now we're good.
So as you started to go down this journey, is there one attribute that you feel like you had to be honest with yourself as far as being a business owner? Like, all right, I know, like for me, obviously you guys can see right now I'm having trouble with my punctuality. It's really like I got to do something really soon because it's starting to frustrate myself because it's just I don't like it. I don't like being unpunctual, and I've been having some trouble with it for the last couple of months. But is there anything we're not here for me? We're here for you. So is there anything that you had to come to terms with and be honest with yourself and be like, all right, I need to get this in checks in order for me to strive through this journey?
Oh yes. So in our day and age, social media is very
Mm.
important. You know, that's kind of like where you're gonna find customers. It's where you're gonna find other inspiration. It's kind of how you found me too, right?
Yep,
Like
yeah,
to get on this
exactly.
opportunity for this podcast. In my private life, I'm not very much. I don't post a lot on my social media. I'm not
Mhm.
very like loud about like what I'm doing. And so like when I launched
Mhm.
my business, everyone was kind of like, "Where did this come from?"
Right,
Because it was
right.
very out of nowhere. So I had to realize like I have to kind of switch into this persona, like a social media persona, if I want this to succeed.
Mhm.
And I have to like, you know, post TikToks now and do Instagram
Mhm.
reels and just like really basically like market myself, market my products in
Mhm.
a way that in my personal life I don't particularly enjoy doing.
Mhm.
So that has been definitely we're still learning. We're still like kind of
Mhm.
figuring out like the comfortable area between like being authentic with all of it,
Mhm.
but also like keeping my privacy as well.
Definitely.
Being comfortable,
Yeah.
being
Mhm.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Basically.
That sound
Depending
like
on
some
how
Jackie
you
Chan
want
stuff
to
to say.
just to throw it in there, depending on how you want to go along with your social media presence.
Yeah.
I know that Elevated Souls,
Mhm.
my fiance and her friend, they do have some of themselves on there,
Mhm.
but they don't have a lot of themselves, and they're marketing that Instagram to where it's more of the product
Yeah.
and the clients and stuff, so it's not kind of dipping into their personal life.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to say that I'm not sure if you've thought about going that route at all, but if you really don't want it to be connected to your personal life like that, that's a way you could go. You could do like product photo shoots and stuff like that. And I think I saw you already had some like what are they called again when you have the mock people do it or whatever,
like
some
the
of the
mock-ups and
you
things like
can
that.
have like mock-ups, or if you do pop-ups too, you can do pop-ups and then that's what they do a lot more. And then it's like every once in a while one of them might be in the background, so they're never really like the center. It'll be like Frank bought it and Jess might be standing in the booth behind him, but it's really about Frank just got this CMOS, you know. So just a thought. And then they also too, I'm not sure how you are with AI and stuff. I'm still very, very new. I want to learn more about it, but Christina, her business partner, she is helping with using the Chat GPT, I think is what it's called, AI, to help do like promotional stories and promotional posts for the Instagram, which is also kind of letting them step back and not have to show their face and show themselves and stuff like that. So just wanted to throw that out there. Not sure if that's came across or anything like that, but that's just another. You can be out there and start these e-commerce and have that presence and not necessarily have to show your face all the time. Sometimes, depending on your niche, it will help to actually put yourself out there, but you don't always have to. Because I know there are some of those people out there that they want to do stuff like that, but they're just like, I'm just so shy. I really don't want to like be taking selfies every day and doing stories in my face. And like, I don't want all that, because that's how Jess is. She doesn't really want it like that, so I understand. I totally understand. So if there was anything on your business wish list right now that you could have, money is not an object. If there's anything you could have, what is something you would put at the top right now?
I put an iPad.
An iPad?
Yeah, there's like a lot of like graphic design apps that are on the iPad. I've seen a lot of like TikTok videos, a lot of YouTube videos of people making some really, really cool like stickers, notebooks, and things of that nature.
Nice.
But using it from like the Procreate app on an iPad. So
okay, cool. So is that like a default app that comes on that iPad?
You have to buy it, but I think it's only like $5 like the one time, and then you have like the unlimited. It's not bad, and then you're able to just like create. And I think that'd like be very, very fun, because I have more like right now I'm creating a lot of my things through Canva. So if I had an iPad, it'd be like a little bit more freedom, kind of more like what I want it to look like.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that'd be a good move. That'd be a great move. So is that the only thing that kind of pops up at the moment?
And maybe like a really nice Cricut machine to print more vinyl, just kind of expand products if I could. So it's an iPad and a Cricut machine.
And then do you use one of those the press things too for like the fabrics?
All of my things are on print on demand, so I don't even have inventory.
Okay.
But if I did, you can expand.
Yeah, definitely. You will expand.
Thank you.
When the time is ready. It's coming. You'll be there. So is there anything from your childhood that you feel like is connected to this profession? I know you said after being laid off, you kind of went into your creative side.
Yeah.
So from your childhood, do you feel like there's a connection of that creative side that is connected to these stickers and the memorabilia and all that stuff right now?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've always been a very creative child. I just remember being like young and always just thinking about like I had like Build-A-Bears, and I'm like, what if I made clothes for my Build-A-Bears? Like, wouldn't that be fun?
Nice.
And when I was in middle school, I was like selling duct tape bows to students. Like I had a literal
Hustler.
box, right?
That's a hustler right there.
I had a box of like all types of duct tape, like every color you can imagine, every design, and I would sit and just make them.
I never even heard of that. But hey, do
thinking outside the box.
Heck yeah.
And then in high school, I made cheerleading bows. I was a cheerleader, so I'd make cheer bows and sell them. So I've always just kind of been like kind of entrepreneurial in that sense of like, awesome. I create it. People are like, oh, this is nice. What'd you do? And I'm like, I made it. And I'm like, I can probably sell this.
So screw that job. They did you a favor. They did you a favor.
They gave you the
supposed
time
to be doing this the whole time.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? We need to let her go so she can go follow her dreams. That's what it was. So if you could be remembered for one thing, what would you want to be remembered for?
Like just as a person? Like
yes, in a general sense.
Okay.
Sorry, my laptop started acting weird again. I probably made a face.
So I was like, wait, what? I want to be remembered as just a very genuine person. Everything I do out of like just I always think of another person. I'm very selfless in that aspect. So I just want people to remember me as just being like very genuine, very warm, a safe place. Yeah,
Nice,
I don't
nice.
judge.
That's good.
I like that. It's very good. So we're gonna get into the second part of the wealthy wisdom, and we're gonna kind of break down more of the field that you're in now.
Yeah.
And if anything pops up or if anything sounds wrong, because I would be totally honest, like a lot of the time I do like a crash course cram
Yeah.
of this stuff. So it's just I try to what I usually do is I'll pull up like multiple websites, and whatever repeats I'll try to use.
Yeah.
But sometimes that repeat information is
not the right
still wrong
information.
information. They just repeated it on that one website though. So if anything pops up and you're like, no, it doesn't work like that, like feel free to
Okay.
chime in or anything. Or if there's anything where it's like, you know what, I did go through that, there's another way around it, or I experienced that and this was my experience, and things of that nature. So we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes, examining e-commerce. What is e-commerce? E-commerce is a method of buying and selling goods and services online. The definition of e-commerce business can also include tactics like affiliate marketing. You can use e-commerce channels such as your own website as an established selling website, or an established selling website like Amazon, or social media to drive online sales. And then I have a few of the common types of e-commerce. I think you would probably be closest to, you would be more of two, right? I would think it maybe like a retail and a services.
Yeah. It's it's typically like retail services.
Retail services.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just wanted to throw that out there. But the following are some of the most common types of retail, or not retail, most common types of e-commerce. So the first one I have down is retail. Retail e-commerce is the sale of products or services through an online store directly to a consumer. This e-commerce delivery model is also referred to by other terms such as online retail, e-tail, electronic retail, or e-retail. That sounds like this is just too much. Why can't we just say online?
Online shopping.
Online shopping, yeah.
There it is.
And then this is probably one of the most popular ones, the drop shipping, because there was such a craze a few years ago. Everybody was trying to do drop shipping. So drop shipping basically is the sale of products that are manufactured and shipped to consumers by a third party. So that's where you got these Wishes that blew up, those Alibaba, the Temu, all those little super cheap Asian apps where you can get a hat for 99 cents. Yeah, that's drop shipping right there. The key difference between the retail e-commerce delivery model is that the selling party doesn't stock or own any inventory. Excuse me. And then we also have digital products, which is what I kind of want to get into, because I feel like it would just be a little easier, lower cost, I think too. But these are downloadable items like templates, courses, ebooks, software, or media that must be purchased for use. Whether it's the purchase of software tools, cloud-based products, or digital assets, these represent a large percentage of e-commerce transactions. And then next we have white labeling, which I didn't even know this one, but it kind of makes sense. The white label business model involves a company selling products with its own branding but manufactured by others. So kind of like when you see people with custom water bottles, like they're most likely not making those water bottles. Like you see, I don't know, ASU water bottles or something like that. ASU does not have a water bottle making facility. They bought water bottles from somebody else, and then they had their logos and the labels printed, and then they bought the bottles unlabeled and got their labels put on. So that will be white labeling. After a customer places an order, the e-commerce company receives the white label product, which would be the unlabeled water bottles, applies their branding and packaging, then delivers the product to the customer. And then we also have wholesaling. Wholesaling involves products sold in bulk. Wholesale products are usually sold to a retailer who then sells products to a consumer. So that's kind of what I'm doing with my little side thing. I got a little vending thing on the side. So I usually buy from a wholesale, and then I break it down and sell the individual products. And then you have next we have private labeling. Private labeling is a suitable approach for companies that may not have upfront capital or don't have their own manufacturing space to produce goods. Typically, private label e-commerce businesses send their plans to a contracted manufacturer, which manufactures the product. The manufacturer, also referred to as OEM, original equipment manufacturer, may also have the ability to ship directly to a customer or ship directly to the company receiving the order. So basically, this is kind of like the white labeling, but everything is done at the manufacturer instead of you receiving the stuff and then putting your own stuff on. Everything's done at the manufacturer. And then we have services, which is actually, no, I did put you in this category, but according to this definition,
It's not
really. No. I was just thinking the fact of services
Yeah.
instead of the actual definition of this. So the definition of services in e-commerce, because in my head I thought being able to like build your custom posters and stuff like that was kind of a service as well. But in the e-commerce word, these are skills like coaching, writing, and influencer marketing that are purchased and paid for online. And then we have next is subscription. Ooh, getting great. A popular D2C, which is direct to consumer model. Subscription services are recurring purchases of products or services on a regular basis. And then we have crowdfunding, which is going to be our last one. Crowdfunding allows sellers to raise startup capital in order to bring their product to the market. Once enough consumers have purchased the item, it's then created and shipped. So out of all these examples, have you thought about doing any of the other ones?
As you're reading them, I know earlier we said like retail and services, but I also do drop shipping. So all of my notebooks and my stickers are drop shipped. The only thing that's not drop shipped are the posters.
The posters?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's retail drop shipping.
Yeah.
Is what your store more
that's
is.
Better.
Was there anything in here that maybe you're like, I didn't really realize that one. Maybe I'll try to dabble in that one too.
I think the white labeling one, because that was a new one for me too.
Like, yeah. When I saw that one, I was like, oh, I was like, it makes sense, but I never really
Yeah.
thought about it like that. Yeah. Yeah, because we could do that. You could talk to Unc, and we could do that for Habari just to help get the name out. Just
Have you
get
ever
water
thought
bottles.
about like after listening to the list and knowing that you create all these different things for people, because we are so technology based people, have you thought about going the digital route? So like you create something but turn it into a digital background where people can purchase digitally and save it on their phone, on their laptop, because that would just be another avenue.
Yeah, so I actually have a master's degree in learning design and tech. So when I thought about going into kind of like the digital products realm, it would be like creating e-learnings for people, creating like user guide templates and like things of that nature. So it would just be like an extension of my LLC, but more in that, like if I went the digital route, it would be for like learning materials and things like that. Yeah.
And then that would be the which one was that again? That would be the
digital products.
Or where's that at? Oh, right there it is. The digital products, yes. And we're gonna back it up for a second because I don't want to like just hover over that real quick. What is your degree?
I have a master's degree in learning design and technology.
Master's degree in learning and technology. Like that's almost like Jimmy. Yeah, my mom got hit by a semi truck. Yeah, I got a master's degree. It's whatever. It
just came out smooth.
Yeah,
just. Hey, I got a master's.
Yeah, I got a master's degree. No big deal. You know, I just went to school forever and learned everything about a subject. No big deal.
Light work, just you know.
Yeah, I was doing that while my nails were getting done. So now we're gonna go over some common steps to getting started with an e-commerce. It's no particular order because, like I said, I kind of just throw up a bunch of stuff and then I kind of consolidate what's repeating. So if something seems out of order, that might be why. So first on the list, but not in order, we have choose your niche, which actually that one probably should be your first one. But choose your niche. To start a successful online business, you have to find the right niche. What are you going to sell? After that, you want to do your research. You find the top competitors in your space and do some research on their history, business model, and get product ideas by researching trending products. Choose your product and target market. There are several tried and true strategies you can use to choose your first profitable e-commerce product. And then you want to validate your product. Now that you've developed an idea for your product and you know who you want to sell it to, you need to figure out whether you can actually execute your idea. You can use several methods to evaluate your product's viability. Evaluation criteria Evaluation criteria can be split into two main categories: market-based and product-based criteria. Decide how you'll get your product. If you're selling a physical product, you'll need to figure out a model for obtaining it and shipping orders to your customers. So like the drop shipping and things of that nature. And then write your business plan. Writing your business plan, you'll need a roadmap to follow to keep your business on track. A business plan is basically what I do for this show every week. Is you just got to outline. You don't have to stick to it to the T, but it's something to just keep you on track if you start to trail off. But there's some people though too, they really do write their business plan to a T. So not to knock those people off, but I'm just saying, if you're not one of those people, don't discourage yourself, because it doesn't have to be super detailed. Just something to help you stay on track. And then after that, we have, where was I? Sorry. Pick your business name and legal structure. Naming your store is one of the more challenging aspects of starting an e-commerce business. Yes, because Elevated Souls has that funky spelling. You gotta be careful with the names, because something might be taken. So now you really want it, and it's like, all right, now I'm gonna spell this with a K, because somebody already has accident prone people or whatever. I don't know who would name their business accident prone people, but okay. And then you can apply for your EIN, permits, and licenses. While not all business types need an EIN, which is an employee identification number, it can still be useful to get one, because it can help keep personal and business finances separate. It's free to apply through the IRS, and the number is usually assigned right away. Now, that last part I didn't even know. I thought you had to pay for them.
I mean, on my, like, I have an LLC.
Mhm.
So I didn't want to fill out the LLC paperwork by myself, because I was like, what if I do something wrong? I don't want, the government coming after me. So I paid for a statutory agent to do that. And then they have a service where they're like, we can get you your EIN number too. And then that was like an additional $85 to the already $224. But I was like, we're already balling out on this investment, so we might as well.
Right.
But yeah, you can do it for free through the IRS. And I was like, I don't want that responsibility. That's what else do it for me.
No, I'm the same way, because I have my my vending business, and yeah, it was the first one, so I was probably similar shoes. I was like, I don't want to do this and mess up, and then something really big come back and bite me in the butt later. So, but then I started talking to people, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, you can do this part for free. You can do this for this cheap." And I'm just like, it's done. It's done already. I already invested it, so whatever. Just got to make sure I go hard and make my money back now. Yeah. But in case you guys didn't fully get the part we're talking about, that's like an eye opener. Gym drop. IRS. You can go through the IRS and get a free EIN if you're comfortable with filling out the paperwork yourself. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff you can do as far as your EIN, your permits, and your licenses. If you're comfortable with doing it yourself, you can save a ton of money, like a ton of money. I'd spend way too much money, but you can save a ton if you are, or I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be using my word. If you do your due diligence, then you can find a way to make it very financially pleasing to start your own business. And then next is creating your online store. Now, I'm not sure if I missed anything in between there. I might have. But next is I have creating your online store. Now that you're ready to launch, it's time to choose a platform and build your online store, and then market your new business. Once everything is planned out and set up, it's finally time to tell the world about your new business and start selling your products, and just pop up out of nowhere like Antoinette did. She's like, hey guys, buy all my stuff. Literally. And they're like, what? We thought you like were on vacation or something. We haven't talked to you in a few weeks. Yeah, I've been on the grind. So that's what I have though for the common steps to getting started. Is there anything that that you feel like is important that I might have missed, or anything that you want to add?
I think I follow generally. I wrote out a whole plan too when I was launching my business and starting it. You touched on most of it. I think the only thing is kind of figuring out your banking situation. Like if you're going to go the LLC route, you might want to apply for, business credit, business checking account, business savings account. If it's just like something you want to do yourself, then like if you're comfortable with your, business finances, mixing your personal finances. So just like ensuring you know where you want your money to go,
Mhm.
like what accounts. That's also very important to figure out before you launch it.
Definitely. I'm gonna throw my word on that. 'Cause I didn't even realize I skipped that. That is a very, very important one. And it really does depend on what kind of business you're doing as well, because there's some you know how we are. You know how we are sometimes. You got the side hustle. You just doing your thing at first. If it's really not bringing in that kind of income, you don't really gotta do all that stuff.
You'll be fine.
Don't tell the cops I told you that though. But once you start making some money though, and you can afford to do everything correctly, do it as soon as possible, because once you start going, man, it can blow up just like that. And the next thing you know, you're getting big deals and big offers, and then people are like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we'll do this with you. What's your EIN? My what? I don't know what's an Ian.
An Ian.
I don't even know what that is. Like, because I actually fell into that same situation personally. What are we looking at right now, Jimmy? By the way,
51 minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna go real quick then. I actually recently fell into that situation. I do yard work on the side, just small stuff, and it came up with a random person I was talking to. She's like, "Oh, that's really cool. Are you insured and bonded?" I was like, "I'm not insured. What's bonded?" I was like, I just do small stuff through this app. She's like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Yeah, I believe they have everything in place, because they're not requiring me to have any of my. I'm not. I'm 1099 through them, so I work for them as a third party, so I don't have to necessarily have all the credentials. But enough about me. Let's get back into my show and the favorite segment of the show,
Wealthy
which
wisdom.
is
We build.
building, boy. Man, I should be happy. He got it once out the room. He wasn't
out
even
of nowhere.
Yeah, wasn't even in the room. I was going into it. He ran in. He was like, "We building, boy." I was like, "Thank you for that one, Jimmy." No, I think I was like 2 weeks ago. I think it might have been 2 weeks ago. But yeah, so we're getting into my favorite segment of the show, Jimmy's favorite segment of the show. Pretty sure it's good. If not already, it's probably gonna be Frank's favorite segment of the show too. But this is the best segment of the show. This is the We Building segment, where we give our special guests the spotlight to let them drop out any information they want. If they got any specials going on, how to contact you, anything like that. So
right.
you have the floor, Miss Antoinise.
Thank you. Right now, or last week, I created a bunch of spooky products for spooky season because it is September 2nd. So we have tote bags that have just like
when September hit, it's Halloween season.
Literally. So I was like, this is running from, I think I started it last week, so like August 25th until November 1st. On my online store, there would be tote bags for Halloween. I think there's one that says like trick or treat on one. I have stickers. I have one that's a little ghost that says real hot ghoul shit if you like make stallion. And I have just cute things like that right now. What else am I promoting? Let's see. I also just have like really cute stickers in general in my sticker page, and I have TikTok at Annie Sheree Creations, and then my Instagram is Annie Sheree Creations LLC, and then I don't have a Twitter for it. I don't have Twitter for it right now, but
It's called X now.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Oh, Twitter's changed.
Sorry if that did not just age me. Clearly I was on Twitter when it was.
I didn't know Twitter changed.
Yeah, it's called X. The bird's not there no more. It's
how
not
bad
blue.
it is. I seen the app on my phone.
What is this?
Like the little X app,
and
I'm
deleted
like,
it or something.
I don't even know what that is. Removed.
Delete app. Don't need it.
I'm surprised I haven't seen it on mine, because I have Twitter, but I very rarely. No, that's probably why I didn't notice. I didn't know, because I don't use it. I started it for this, and then I'm not.
It's just an X.
Yeah,
it's
not that great.
I just wasn't getting much traffic.
Trying to hop on X tonight.
Trying to start it for this, but my Facebook and my Instagram with this is very active. So I was like, I don't need a third one, really. Like, I'm good between these two. Besides, I got so much. I don't even want to get into all that. But this is not us. So How would they contact you? You said they can go to your Instagram, your TikTok. Do you have a website or do you use email or phone number?
I
Probably
do
not a
have
phone
a
number,
website,
right?
not my phone number, but I do have a website.
Email?
I do have email too. The email is anniesharecreations@gmail, all one word.
Okay.
So yeah, best way to contact me is either via email or through Instagram.
Through Instagram.
Yeah, because those I'm usually on. The
Which
most.
one is there? One that's a little bit more dominant that you have a response time on?
Email, because my phone's
Email.
always with me. So like
Okay.
my notifications aren't on my phone, so I'd have to actively go to like Instagram and then see that I have a notification. But email, I'll see right away and I can reply quickly.
Awesome. So if you guys are listening, if you need those Halloween products right away, email. Email is the quickest way to get to her. Or if you're just kind of window shopping, you can go on her Instagram and she'll get to you eventually.
Oh God.
But
it's probably within an hour. It's not eventually. Like, I do check Instagram. I'll see it.
Well, I'm just saying that so I can kind of push them towards your email.
Email
and
me,
go
though.
to the email so you get your immediate answer.
Yes.
Go to the email. But yes, this I think we're getting kind of close, but we're gonna get this thing is still acting all weird to me because I want to make sure I say it right. We're gonna give a round of applause to Anthony's Crane of Annie Sheree.
Yes.
Creations. I got it right.
You got it right. In the show,
At the end of the show, last 2 seconds of the show, I got it right. Giant Tootsie Roll. So I want to give a shout out to my engineer with the Titanic fingers and the giant Tootsie Roll fingers, Mr. Jimmy the Brown Giant. Thanks for engineering, bro. Thanks.
That's why your beard is Velcro. Okay. Now come on with the outros.
That's why my fiance love it because she just be stick to my face.
Ew.
She be stuck.
Ew.
Our beards
sounds
be
like a
all
medical
intertwined
condition.
and stuff. She ain't got no beard. I was just joking. We're gonna give another round of applause for my co-host, Mr. Frank the Tank, holding it down today. And then last but not least, but we also have my special co-host, Anthony's Crane, which I think I gave you 2 of them, but who cares? Special guest, you're a special guest. You can get 2 applauses. But last but not least is for you guys, all my viewers, all my supporters. Thank you very much. I wouldn't be still doing this if it wasn't for you, all 2 of you. I'm kidding. It was 3. But we will be back next Saturday with the 60th episode, and I'm excited because we got some barbecue coming in. Jimmy, you ready for some barbecue? You better be here because I can't eat the barbecue.
Why didn't I get scheduled on that day?
I mean, if you want to come back, because did you ever figure that out? I might need to replace it because Frank might have some plans, so I might need a replacement if he has plans. But I'll figure that out. We'll figure that out later. Jimmy, you got to be here though. You ain't got no excuse. Same time, same bat channel, same bat time, man.
I don't know.
Free barbecue.
Wait, so hold on, because somebody bringing in cheesecake next week too.
Free barbecue. So you about to get lunch and dessert.
Good. Oh,
you gonna get dessert then lunch.
I'm gonna save the cheesecake. We having the cheesecake guy, the AZ cheesecake.
Yeah, I did catch the end of that. He's like did some stuff too, though, right?
Yeah, he was on like.
They got the cheesecake guy coming, so you might want to just hang out at the studio next weekend. Just hang out. You can come hang out with us,
Right.
We got the cheesecake guy coming in at like 10:30, right? Is when the Habari Live goes on. Yeah. So 10:30 Habari Live is the cheesecake guy, and then I got.
I see some of these
Trotter's barbecue at 1.
Wow.
After that, yep.
Oh, that looks good. Oh.
So we got some stuff going on, but I think we kind of running long, so I'm gonna leave it. Oh no, I got a minute.
Bye.
Right? I got 1 minute.
No, you don't.
No,
that one's
be kind to yourself. Love you. And on that note,
Amen.
peace.